Hello and welcome to my Pokemon Horizons Episode 9 review. So, this is a really nice episode. We arrive in Paldea region, which means we get to see a lot of Paldea Pokemon, like my beloved Cyclizar. But we kind of get revealed early on that Liko was actually supposed to be brought home by Rising Volt tacklers, and they're gonna have to stay there. This does seem a bit weird to me because that wasn't really mentioned before. You know, they did say they'd be going to Liko's house to go get their pay, but they didn't say anything about actually sending her home and having her stay there. So it's kind of revealed that's what they were actually hired to go do by Liko's mother. But before that, Liko kind of shows Roy and Frieda around Paldea a little bit. We get to see that Naranka Academy is a thing, so that means Scarlet is the version they're going with. Which, I mean, show me Koraidon, please. I really want to see Koraidon. So we get to her house where, well, they're greeted by a Fido first. And, you know, Sprigatito seems a bit upset. And, Liko's dad comes out. So Liko's kind of having to get used to the fact that her journey is, at an end now. While Fried just kind of stays downstairs talking to Liko's dad. You know, he's kind of telling Liko's dad about how Liko's been doing, and it's something that Liko's dad is kind of amazed to hear. Because she's been doing well by herself. It's something he was worried about her going to school. And Liko kind of takes that to heart because she didn't know how her dad was feeling. But she has to kind of play it off as she's looking for Sprigatito because Sprigatito's acting very distant. It's not coming near Liko. It seems very upset. It's a thing. So kind of faced with the reality that her journey's at an end, she decides she's going to go back to the airship for one last night. Sprigatito just stays curled up at her house. And that night she can't really sleep because, you know, it's the end of her journey. So the next morning she kind of discusses Orla and Molly about the coffee they got because Orla and Molly went shopping. Because it's her dad's favourite, so she decides to go get that and some matcha cake for Sprigatito. And on the way back she gets ambushed by a Lechonk. So Sprigatito was also waiting for Liko to get back home. And as it kind of feels that Liko's in danger, it runs off and faces off Lechonk. So Liko's able to kind of pass to her dad, you know, that she feels that with Sprigatito by her side, she can do anything. She's going to be brave. She wants to keep traveling with Freedom, the crew. It's really great. And she asks her dad if she's allowed to keep on traveling. And I actually really like that the dad is just fully agreeable with that. He's like, yeah, I understand. You remind me of your grandmother. Because, obviously, she was thinking about her grandmother's, words about Pokemon being by your side. So I really like it's not a big, drama thing. He's just yeah, sure. I mean, you're showing me that you've grown up. It's fantastic to see. Also, on the Dot front, we get to see that, she's kind of opening up a little bit more. She has to, leave her room anyway to go put her costume on, put out to dry. And, Ludlow's telling her, oh yeah, I mean, if you care, you've got to, kind of show it. So she leaves a note outside Liko's room, when Liko's sleeping back on the ship at that night. Kind of showing her, oh, I don't want you to leave. Which is, a nice little moment. I mean, I'm quite eager to see how, Dot develops more. But also on the front of, Roy and Rayquaza, because, obviously Rayquaza's in Paldea, apparently. Liko's dad tells him that there was an artist in Artisan Town that had seen a very rare Pokemon. So that's the setup for the next episode. We're going to head over to Artisan so we can see if that Pokemon is Rayquaza. So yeah, this is a really nice little episode. It's not probably the introduction to a region you think it would be. But, you know, we get Liko reaffirming that she wants to travel. She wants to explore the world, which is really awesome to see.